welcome to another one. Shorter distance today, so slower flying plane for this Just Flying episode. The Zlin 142. Wind is showing 2 knots, so we can basically ignore that and go and have another leg of the road trip. And we're away. Yes, getting further north now, and there's less to talk about on Google Maps. There will be a couple of things later, but for now, instead, I found a YouTube channel recently called Dust. I'll put a link in the description, and what it is a collection of mostly sci-fi short films. A lot of them, they're just 5 to 15 minute sort of length. And to be honest, there's quite a few which are a bit rubbish, but there are 1 or 2 interesting ones. And this includes one I saw a couple of days ago, but the premise for it has still stuck in my mind since then, and I'm still debating this with myself. Now, I'll change the script slightly. But imagine, if you will, on your 20th birthday, you're given a telephone. You then get to keep that with you through the years, and it's always there, always your phone. Then at some point in the future, at any time of your choosing, you get to make a 7-minute phone call to yourself at any point in the past. Now, in the film, this was about changing the past to save somebody's life, but I just really like the idea of that short phone call to a younger version of you. If that was real, I'm still unsure if I would have made the phone call yet, or would I have already spoken to a younger me by now, and if so, how far back, what age me would I be calling? And probably more importantly, what would I be saying to them? There's just so many possibilities with that, and I just think it's a really intriguing idea. You know, when would you make that call, and what would you say? Probably still going to be debating that with myself for quite some time to come, I would suspect. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for, well, not so much the film itself, but the idea behind it. Yeah, have a think. Would you have made a phone call to a younger version of yourself yet? But anyway, this Highway 1 road trip has become the Google Reviews road trip as well. So just up here, close to where the forest starts, there's a little... Well, it says hotel, but I think there's just one small separate building that you can stay in, and it goes by the name of Camp Coo. And what made them noticeable is they have posted a few pictures on their Google tag, and the very first one, the first thing you will see to advertise themselves is an open-air shithouse. Okay, the whole thing is obviously very rustic, old world, but they do seem to have electricity, but the water comes from a big rain collection barrel. There's an open-air shower too, just like the toilet. It's very different, not going to be to everyone's taste, but it's a quaint little place, apparently a lovely owner, and feckin' scatter cushions on the bed. That's it, screw them, I'm not staying here after all. You can afford scatter cushions, loads of them, but can't afford to buy a door for the crapper. Jesus fucking Christ, priorities? Get your priorities in order. So we'll need to do a left to get to the airstrip. Yeah, but just up ahead, if we carried on a little bit farther, is something else that caught my attention. A school. A school where you send children. And they've called it Far North Foot Fiddlers Incorporated. What the fuck? I'm lost for words. That name sounds like a late night club for adults with a particular sexual fetish. Not a place to send your kids. That is the most bizarre and inappropriate name I think I've ever seen. Yeah, very confusing. Right then, so airport. There is one more to go after this, but that had to be moved to a slightly different area due to the terrain slopes in the ground where it should be. So this one today is the final airfield on the Highway 1 road trip that is actually in the right position as it is in real life. And it's XNZWH Harara. Yeah, with all the trees, it's one of those places that can seem to hide until you're almost in line with it. I think I can see it over there. That would be about the right place according to the map anyway. Yes, a little dirt airstrip, no idea what it is, what it's used for, who owns it. But it is a genuine airstrip, so yeah, now we have it in X-Plane. Not that hard to land here, there's enough space and runway length, but yeah, it's kind of a bush flying style of place. And if memory serves me correctly, this was one of the last things I was working on for X-Plane 11. Not sure if I ever did finish it and release it for 11, or if I only upgraded the 3D trees and all that kind of thing and it became an X-Plane 12 only airfield. But, yeah, well, I only use X-Plane 12 now, so all the 11 stuff, well, it's still in my mega folder. People can still download it and use those sceneries, but yeah, to me they are just gathering dust and I'll never do anything with those airfields again now. Little historical archive, shall we say. And most likely there'll be an X-Plane 12 archive when X-Plane 13 comes out too. There's enough free space in the Mega account to not delete all the old stuff, so it can stay there. Little bit of turbulence and gusting, quite noticeable in such a small, lightweight plane, but never mind, I'm sure we'll be okay. Over the last bit of bush and vegetation, and okay, we're down. Yeah, so not quite as bad as the landing in the last video, but this one is certainly not making my top 10 best ever list either. Yeah, that could have gone better. Yeah, we'll go up to the end and park there where that car is, and those two people who may or may not want to fiddle with my feet. I don't know. Yeah, so another Highway 1 road trip leg complete, and we've made it to Waihara without breaking anything, so that will do, I suppose. Yeah, I'll see you again soon for the next one. Bye!